Hello, it's Alexa here with KelownaNow. I am so excited. I got to sit down with Missy McIntosh, I think maybe a year ago. And we were talking about going on Dragon's Den. And here we are.
Here we are.
It's happened.
Yep.
And there's so much. I told you, I was like, you got to get back in here in a year. And I know we're going to have so much to talk about. So today, I do want to jump in before we start talking about gameplay. But I want to talk about a little bit. I know you've been talking about it, but can you tell us a bit more about your Dragon's Den experience?
Yeah, totally. It was the best experience of my entire life. So we walk into the den, because I think the last time I was here, we didn't go on the den yet.
No.
So we were the last pitch of the day. We actually pitched on the same day as mint cleaning. And right? Yeah, it was so cool. And when you're there, you get like a call time for 12 and you don't know when you're going to pitch. And they made us the last pitch on purpose so the dragons would actually put our eye black on, because if we weren't, they would not have put it on. And we stormed the den with 10 kids. Evan walks the den with me. He held my hand when you're in like the big room and you're walking into the door, and he held my hand and we looked at each other and we're just like, this is a moment we will never forget.
Wow.
And we pitched our little hearts out. And I got to share my story more than I ever anticipated. I got to share about my dad, about why Victoria closed, all of these different things. They did not hound me on numbers like I was anticipating, maybe because I was the last one of the day, but who knows. And I didn't get a deal in the best way possible. I got advice that you couldn't have paid for between Brian and Arlene and Michelle and Manjeep and Wes. Like, Arlene was like, my granddaughter would love this. And I actually pitched the kits in the den. And unfortunately, the kits got cut and they turned it basically into an infomercial for GamePlay eye black, which is, you don't know until it airs. But Arlene kept saying like, my granddaughter would love this. My granddaughter would love this. And afterwards you kind of leave, you're in there for 45 minutes to an hour and you leave and you're like, what just happened? And you're like, so glad that it's over. But at the same time, you're trying to be present of like what just literally just happened. And then Arlene's assistant came running up to me and she's like, Arlene wants to buy one of your kits. I only had a prototype. Okay. Like I had 2 prototypes and she took one, and we had only 1 prototype for a year. And I knew at that moment that when they said no, that bigger things were coming, and I actually had a sense of relief, because I knew that it left room for someone different and a better situation than what we went into, and it was the best experience. So I would do it again in a heartbeat. And and same with Evan, when he wrote his I think it was their first month, they have to write a recap of what they want to do, and he actually said that he wants to go on Dragon's Den again, which is so cool.
I really had goosebumps as you were telling me that.
Aww.
Like, if you could see, I'm wearing a sweater, but I got goosebumps because I feel like I could just picture you guys in that room, like the pressure, the energy. It's exciting, and I mean, you wanted the money. That's why you kind of went on. Like,
totally.
That's why you go on. But then you came out actually feeling like you won.
I did. I came out feeling like, okay, now let's make this happen. Like, they were right. I have never met Arlene my entire life. And what she said to me was like, I have a whole talk on failing into your flow. And she just called me out on not wanting to fail. And I was like, wow, that just happened. And she was so right. And to realize that and to own it was like, okay, I'm like, we're on to something even bigger. And I couldn't have paid for that kind of advice. But it was, I felt like I won. And I'm like, I got to do it my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And can we share about that? Like, you are letting community buy shares?
I am, yes. So we are now opening up. So actually, I have my first investor, which is Jessica Ray, who's my chief brand officer. So she's like my partner in crime now, and we make the best team. And now I'm opening up shares for a community pool. So we only have 25 spots, and we already have 6 on board, and it's really exciting. So maybe the community that's out there that knows me, that's friends, family, or business associates that I haven't reached out to, please send me a message, because this is, I'd love to meet with you. And it's exciting. I'm really excited, and it's been really cool to see the people coming forward and being like, I'm investing in you. Like, I see what you've built. I've seen you built this from canoe in your basement to now the CFL. We believe in you, and we're here to support and back you. And I'm just like, woo, like ugly crying, right? Like, like, this is amazing.
Like, I worked so hard, and then you're like, but it's so worth it.
It's so worth it, and it changed everything. The moment that I had just Karay being like, I want to invest. It changed it changed the whole mindset. We went sober. It just changed everything for me. When you have someone backing you and you're like, I believe in what you're doing, because it's not just you anymore, and it's
not just your dream anymore.
Yeah.
Or your son's dream.
Or your son's dream. That's
okay,
huge.
so you have been traveling and seeing BC Lions, Stampeders. Can we show some of this? Actually, can we first back it up? For people that don't know what this product is, can we just reiterate, what is GamePlay?
What is GamePlay? So GamePlay, always be branding. GamePlay is Canada's first ever toxic-free eye block for sports, and the first one to ever be made in Canada. So the story of how this came to be is Evan, that's him there. I would not let him wear traditional mainstream eye block because I knew the ingredients that were in it. And toxic, like petroleum based, which can cause cancer. There's hormone disruptors, all sorts of really gross things. But I saw how big of a trend it was and how it was giving players confidence on the field. And I couldn't like look at it anymore. And after my dad died in 2023, not 2013, I went to Evan. I was like, do you want to do this together? More of like a passion project, something to give us something to look forward to. And he helped brand and name everything. So he designed the logo, the naming, the formulation, the package design, all of it, walks the den with me. And now it's what's literally changing the game. And in my Dragon's Den, that's what Manjeet said. She's like, if you were coming in just with this, I would, and want to blow it up, I would totally be in. But at that point, I pitched it like it wasn't my game plan, because we had the stores and we had Kelowna, and Kelowna just opened when we pitched, and I'm like, watch me, we're blowing this up. So it's so exciting. And now we've pioneering a whole brand new sports category called sports color cosmetics, because it's literally what's on my eye is the grit kit. So, and it's so exciting. It's the first time ever a mascara and a biodegradable glitter, whether it's biodegradable or not, available at a sporting goods store with Source for Sports. So
and you are feeling good about putting these products on your children.
Exactly. And it matters, because our skin's our largest organ. It only takes 28 seconds for a toxic ingredient to hit your bloodstream. And now when you're working out or doing your thing on the field and you're giving it your all, you're getting gritty, your pores open up larger, and those ingredients sink in faster. And when we were doing our kind of tour with pitching to Source for Sports, once we landed the deal, because they're all independently owned and operated, we went to MVP in Langley, and he's like, well, let's look at these ingredients. And we flipped over and there was a warning for lead and birth defects and cancer causing. And he was just like, I think he went white as a ghost. It was like, I can't even believe that this is on the shelves. And he actually ended up pulling it and went to his staff, like, did you see this? Did you see this? Did you know? Did you know? And most of the time, like even Katie's looking right now to do a reel just to educate, because you cannot find these ingredients lists on what's in eye black, and you're putting it on your face, and we're putting it on our kids. That was the main why, is I couldn't let
your son
I couldn't let my son wear it, and the mom and me, for all these kids and everywhere doing it, and like Savannah Bananas even too, like now we have them rocking us, but it matters. It really does matter. And then we've had players be like, I feel like I play better. Like, of course you're playing better, because your system's not fighting off these toxins, right? You feel good about what you're putting on your skin, and your system doesn't have to fight for that. They can actually, your system can go and grind harder on the field and help you perform better.
Okay, well, that's amazing. So let's talk about a little bit your experience in Vancouver, and let's show some photos of these guys actually putting it on. And so we've got some BC Lions, I think. Some guys playing football. Yeah,
so that's the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. So the day that we were airing on Dragon's Den, so we ended up being the first web exclusive. So Dragon's Den, the network actually ended up cutting 2 of their episodes, and we were planned to be the finale. Wow. And I had my cry. I did. I was like, okay, of course. But anyways, ended up having my little cry. We ended up doing this big event. We held one here in Kelowna of our Dragon's Den debut. And that day I got a message from a friend of mine who, her husband used to play for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders in the 80s. And she's like, you need to call the equipment manager tomorrow of the Rough Riders, because he's in and he wants to buy your sticks. And I was like, okay. And I called him the next day. He's like, 1, I can't believe we're putting this crap on our players, because he saw the episode. And 2, I don't have to pay duties on my sticks anymore. And this is before the whole tariff thing. And he's like, we'll call you in April. And he was the first one, which led to the BC Lions, which led to Calgary called me and was like, we're in. And when we were in Regina, we got to do a tour of the locker room, which was so cool. And while we were touring, Gord was like messaging the Winnipeg Blue Bombers equipment manager, being like, you got to meet these guys. Yeah. And we literally made a deal in the laundry room. He's like,
how much can I have?
Right? And he's like, well, I haven't let my guys wear eye black, like a stick, for the last 2 years because I can't get it out of my uniforms. So I ended up having to throw them out. He's like, how does it come out?
Expensive.
Well, exactly. And it was funny because the Saskatchewan Rough Riders have a collaboration with an Indigenous cleaning company there, and they sell it in their store, and it's co-branded. And he like slams it on the table. He's like, try this. And he's like, okay, I'll buy some sticks. And so we knew when we watched her at the 50-yard line, and it was a preseason game, and to watch both teams come out in eye black, and I knew because the Rough Rider or the Bombers were only allowed to wear stickers for the last 2 years, we knew that was us. And now to see 4 teams, we're working on Edmonton now.
Okay, so it's just really snowballing. It's like people are like, "Where'd you get your stick from?"
Yeah, exactly. Like what? Like it's made in, and one, the only one made in Canada, and 2, we're not putting crap on our players, which means they're going to play harder. So now we are working on actual fan kits. We're pitching that to the Rough Riders.
So what is that fan?
So a fan kit. If you watch our episode very closely, I'm actually holding this little. It's like a little. Looks like a change purse, but it's a little. Like that clips onto your whatever.
You used to hold
change or things. So and in it will have your white, your black, and your green for Rough Riders or blue for Blue Bombers, or orange for your team, co-branded and sold at their stores
to get fans wearing
the fan kits. And then with now we have a partnership with Kids Sport Canada. So $1, it's huge. $1 from every stick goes back to them, and $5 from every kit. And so what we'll be pitching them is that $3 from every kit goes back to that city's local Kids Sport Canada. So that's the next in the works, is to work on that. So work on the Rough Riders first. And we have an amazing relationship, and we're welcomed with open arms. And we actually pitched to them in that, and he gave me the cards of like, here, this is who you need to talk to. This is who you need to talk to. And we met them. And so that's the next thing. And it's just so exciting.
Jeez, one door kind of closes, but it really just
opens.
Like multiple ones.
It's true.
What do you get in the kit? Like if someone were to go purchase, can we talk about what comes in the kit?
In the kit, if we could pull it up, actually, that would be amazing. So in the kit, it's this hard case shell that has a full-size mirror, and in it is your Amped Up mascara, which is our #1 seller at mascara, your grit kit size biodegradable glitter in pink or blue, and then your eye black, which this case is the best thing because you can do this on the field. 1, for moms, you don't have to have glitter in your bathroom or in your car, and 2, you don't have to use your phone. You literally have this case that you can hold open and apply it, and it's so easy. And we just did a little shoot with Sam at GU Photography with Evan's team, because he plays for Kelowna here.
Okay.
Yeah. And I could hear over here the kids be like, oh my God, I love the mirror so much better than the phone. Like, this is so cool. And it clips onto your ball pack. And now it's the first time ever a mascara, like I said, and the glitter is available at a sporting goods store. So we've trademarked sports color cosmetics category as a whole, because we were pioneering that, and our timing cannot be more perfect. So that's so exciting.
Okay, so what do you think is next? You're just going to continue to push to be on everyone's face in sports?
And that's exactly what it is. Our plan and our goal is to be the go-to eye black in like all across North America, starting with Canada first.
Yeah, and then go to the States.
And then go to the States after 4 years. So you're available at Chevy's Source for Sports. We have a contract with Source for Sports. We're in 13 across Canada, and it'll snowball from there. And on sourceforsports.com. Same with GamePlay that we just launched.
Yeah, can you go online to that website?
You can go online. Yeah, it'll shoot you back over to MisMacK. But so you can go online, read about all the story, the fan kits. And then for MisMacK, we are launching a premier retailer program.
Okay.
So what that is, it's a model, basically like a licensing model where spas, salons, and retailers across Canada, it's an application, they apply, and if they're chosen, they're actually able to replicate MisMacK in their spa and salon. So we have our first premier retailer opening up in Maple Ridge, and it's like basically a mini store that we're treating them the MisMacK way, where they do the free pampering sessions, the makeup lessons, the makeup artistry services, and then they retail all of MisMacK.
I was just gonna say, what about your product?
Yeah, they retail all of it. Yeah. So they're an extension of us, and it's a way for us to get across Canada and control the experience. That's the other thing too, is
you don't want to lose that.
I don't want to lose that. I want to make sure that that's why it's an application. Not anyone can apply. They have to be the right fit. To be able to be a MisMacK Premier retailer. So we'll be in Maple Ridge on the 5th of July for their big grand opening, and we'll be opening up applications for Alberta and Regina in the fall.
That's a smart way. I think that's so awesome because if you haven't tried MisMacK products, you have to. We're a little bit back ordered on.
It should be dropped in the next 2 weeks. We've had some supply
issues. I mean, welcome to the world. But like, what a good problem to have. And next time, either way, I'm stocking up.
Yeah, get 2 or 3 of the oils for sure at each time.
I just love, especially. I mean, I understand your passion for this way more than I think even the last year that I saw you and we did an interview, because I'm someone suffering from health stuff, and I swear it's because we put so much toxic stuff in our bodies. Yes. So like, I'm like, well, yeah, I only wear MisMacK because hers are like healthy. Yeah. I can read all the ingredients. Totally. Like this, the fact that now you have, putting stuff on children, you think about all of these things that you're like, this is what's wrong with society and our autoimmune diseases and all this kind of stuff. So the fact that you're Canadian, the fact that you're female, and the fact that you are like non-toxic products is just like amazing.
Thank you.
So I know that being an entrepreneur is hard, and I know you've had your ups and downs, and like anyone it's just a grind. And you closed your store in Kelowna.
But for the best way possible, I do have to say that. It was a strategic move. It wasn't a sad thing.
Yeah. So, but some people might from that world be like, oh.
It's true. And that's usually what we say. I'm like, oh, Kelowna's closed. And I'm like, oh, sad face. I'm like, no. It's a very good thing.
This is what I need.
This is what we need to have the space to grow nationally. And then they're like, oh, that makes so much more sense. Where Victoria was a different story. Yeah. Right? But that's how we grow. And it was the best pivot. And now we have there's an amazing business that's taking over our space. I can't wait until they're ready to announce. Yeah, it was all meant to be. So
see? Yeah. Can we go and show some of the, I do want to show the cute girls wearing the eye black. Because girls play sports too. So and that's also a big part of your story.
Huge. So right now we're in a really big liberation with female women in sports. Yeah. Little did I know when I pitched a year ago that this is where we would be. Yeah. I had no idea, no idea. So this is the Regina Riot. Madison in the white there, we actually sponsored her for the season, and she reached out to us. So when we were in Regina, magic happened in Regina between Western Cycle Sports, the Regina Riot, and Saskatchewan Rough Riders. They are part of our first ever sports color cosmetics campaign, merging both MisMacK and GamePlay. Yeah. And I grew up in Salmon Arm, still there. I've never seen women play football. Yeah. No. Like tackle full on padding football. And we had the opportunity to go and watch one of their games. And it was like badass, excuse my language, but it was just like, holy moly, we're in a whole new realm of really amazing kick-ass girls that are like fighting hard on the field that I was just, was impressed. I was impressed. So there are faces right now, and we want to do these campaigns across Canada with different sports, women in sports. So very cool. It's really exciting. And how powerful is that? I know. Like, it's such a powerful image, and they all have their own gameplay, their own eye black design, and they make it, it's like, it makes you
like makeup on the field.
Exactly, but you would never
it's kind of showing who you are, your character, who
it's your creative expression on the field. And then you have the glitter, and they're like, oh my god, glitter! Like that's exactly what.
I'm like, I'm not going on the field, but just give me the glitter.
Exactly right. Yeah, they shine from the. It just so what eye black technically is supposed to do is supposed to take away the glare from the sun. Yeah. When you put glitter on it, obviously it defeats that purpose, but it's all, you can always put it down here and then have this black
put it
up
on
here.
Your eyes.
Yeah, that's what's on my eye. Literally, the entire case now for dance, for cheer is also
and it's
fast and easy. Exactly. So we've had a lot of dance moms come into our store in Salmon Arm, and we're talking about this, and we're making a little kit for the local dance company, because inside of it you can actually fit our small Raven case of our art shadows inside the grit kit. Okay. So it'll fit a lipstick, it'll fit so much more. And now with us being in Source for Sports and Sports Color Cosmetics, they're like, thank you, because this represents dance as a sport. Yeah. And cheer as a sport. And to be able to get mascara next to your hockey and your cleats and all of your baseball that's mostly dominated by male. Yeah. is pretty freaking cool. So
So
we'll be
cool.
doing campaigns with all of that. So dance and cheer. And
I'd never even thought about
I
that.
know, right?
See, really,
It's
you're
so
gonna be
cool.
unstoppable.
I can't wait.
Um,
It's exciting.
Okay, just to touch on, let's also just so other people can nominate their
Yes.
town. What is going on?
Okay.
Let's tell us a little bit about the story behind your accident. You messed up. But
I messed
somehow-
up. I did, and now it's gone viral. So on our salmon art shadow, those who have salmon art shadow know this is like the best for neutralizing. It's our #1 seller at MisMacK. And when we went to relabel our new batch, I think either I or my phone, I think social media says my phone, I really know it was me. I accidentally put salmon arm and then got it to print on the label, and now they're called salmon arm. And Katie posted this on TikTok and it went viral. And someone commented, was like, you should rename all of your art shadows and get your community to nominate of what these colors remind them of their small BC town. And here we are. So we are renaming all of our art shadows after nominated small BC towns, and how it will pick is the most nominated.
Nice.
Yep.
So if you want your town nominated and to be a part of this
Yes.
brand that is gonna just go all over.
It's going to be very exciting. So go on to all the platforms and nominate on all, so Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you go and nominate. And then what we'll do is we'll actually be, once we decide which town that is, we'll be opening up applications or nominations for town ambassadors. Yeah, to be able to talk about this and get their little palette of their town and to help promote within their small local community. How fun is that? How Canadian is that?
That's so cool. But also that's part of your brand and your story. I mean, we were saying offline that everyone, even the Dragon's Den, you're like, can you fix it? It's Salmon Arm. Like, I'm not from even Kelowna. I'm from a smaller town.
Yes,
Salmon Arm.
Salmon Arm. They did put that. And it seems to be my story. Funny. So back when I was a makeup artist here in Kelowna, before MisMacK was even a thing, I was nominated for an Okanagan Art Award, and I was a finalist for an Okanagan Art Award. And someone, I don't know how it happened, but someone made a complaint because I don't live here. So I had to put they asked for my mailing address. And I was like, well, I'm not going to lie and put my sister-in-law's. I live in Canoe. And I was disqualified because I lived in Canoe, but yet I worked here and all my work was here. I was nominated for Opera Kelowna.
Drove in.
Yeah, I did the thing, and it was heartbreaking. And now it's like, now people are saying I'm from Kelowna, but no, I'm like, I live in Salmon Arm. Like, I'm like, you commute? I'm like, yes, I do, and I don't complain.
Yes.
So it's so funny. I feel like it's just, I have one great big long driveway from here to Kelowna, and it's all my community.
Well, yeah, but your roots are.
My roots are not born. I was born in Calgary.
Yeah.
So having the Calgary Stampeders call and be like, we want your sticks. I was like, it's my hometown, and that's where I started my career to Kelowna. But Salmon Arm, I grew up since I was 3 outside in the boonies. So it's my hometown. It will always be my hometown and headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So you do still have your location in Salmon Arm.
Yes, that one will never go away. So Salmon Arm, right down on Alexander Street, is our headquarters. That's where we do all of our distribution as well. It's where we ship globally. And we do, of course, our free pampering sessions. Katie does hair and makeup for weddings. I will be retiring as, this will be my last season for wedding hair and makeup. Unless you butter me up and you're a friend, then it's a little different. But
if you know people.
But I will be retiring my makeup artist hat and putting on my full-on CEO next year.
Well, that's good. So you can focus on bringing safe, healthy products to children. And
training and teaching and educating. So we'll be doing more master classes and all that.
Amazing. Missy, did we miss anything? Is there anything else you want to share?
I don't think so. Biggest thing is where to get where you can get GamePlay and where you can get MisMacK now in Kelowna. So Chevy's at Sorcerer Sports carries both the grit kits and the eye black. Go in there, go talk us up and be like, I hear you have these kits. Take a picture and tag us on social media. We would love that. And then to get your MisMacK, Desiree over at Purnama Style Lounge has a micro MisMacK studio in there. So she's by appointment. If you search MisMacK Kelowna, it'll come up now as MisMacK Micro Studio by Des. Send her a text and she can book you in for a private shopping experience.
And you can buy product there.
And you can buy all the product there. And then Nikki at Green Vanity has selective stock. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I bet you we'll be sitting here in a year.
I know,
again,
I can't wait. And then we should put all the videos together. And
be like, we could do a whole documentary.
I love it. I can't wait.
It is, you really can, like, a year feels short when you think about it, but look how much you've done in a year.
It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
It's awesome
so
and
I am
exciting.
on the sidelines cheering you on,
Aw.
and also I just love your product.
Thank you.
If you are still wearing toxic makeup, I really encourage you to go support Canadian, local, and like Missy said earlier, you just feel worse wearing these toxic products. So go check her out. Go follow her on Instagram, TikTok, all those fun things. I can't wait to follow and see where you're going next.
Thank you so much.
Everyone else, have a great afternoon.